Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Here we're going to try to remove this Gerber faucet. What we're going to do, we're going to take out the cartridge and replace it with a new cartridge. And the bottom spout, we're going to take that out and put in a new spout. So the first thing we have to do is remove the handle. It looks like the part where the screw is to get to the handle look like it's blocked up, or like somebody put glue or something in it, but some reason I couldn't get it out, so I had to use a drill and drill it out, which is usually uncommon. I don't have that problem with these faucets. I tried the screwdriver, but it didn't work at all. After digging it out, I managed to see the screw, so I tried the impactor on it to see if I can get out the screw, but it looked like the screw rounded off inside there, so there was no way I could get the screw out. And this faucet had been here, I would say, for like 24 years. It hasn't actually been changed. So here I'm going to use a 1/8 inch bit to start it, and then I move to a 3/8 inch bit. So I'll start to drill through it there, and during the process I actually drilled all the way in to where the cartridge is. It was that bad and it was stuck. And the thing, every time I pulled it, the water came on. I didn't actually turn off the water. That's because in the faucet itself, you have hot and cold valves, so you can easily turn off the water. Here, I switched to a bigger bit. It took me a while to drill this thing out. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to fast forward it to a part where I took it out, and you can able to see the cartridge. Okay, I got out the handle. Now, we're going to take out these two bolts, and that's going to take off the front cover. Here's a picture here of the handle. You see it's already drilled straight through there. The handle is almost in working condition. I might have to use it back because online I'm not finding it, or I might have to pay a lot more for it. Okay, so I removed the cover there. I have to take off the silver trim around the cartridge. This is a closer look at the cartridge. You see the drill, I end up drilling it straight through there because it's very difficult to get it out. Now I'm turning off the hot water side. You see, this particular type of faucet comes with its own lock-off valve. So you have to insert the screwdriver inside there and you can lock it. The only thing is that when you try to lock this off, there's a little rubber in there that can break. Now, once that rubber breaks, you're going to have to go to the main and turn it off, and then loose out the screw, and then fit in a new rubber. So, when you're tightening it to lock it, you just want to snug it. Don't try to crank it. And to test it, you have to open up the valve and see if any water comes out. Then you should be fine. So, but remember, always have the lock-off valve ready in case you have a water leak. Okay, so this cover is very difficult to come out, so I have to use a pipe wrench. It looks like it's It has a lot of calcium buildup on the inside, so it doesn't come off so easily. So I'm just gonna try to like just break it free a little bit. I don't want to turn it too much before I break something else. So I just want to like just break the seal on the inside and then try to wiggle it off. Okay, looks like I got it free now. So I just gotta keep twisting it. It requires a lot of effort. I had a rubber pipe wrench that could go on smoothly, but I couldn't find it. Okay, so now I'm just taking off the brass cap. That came off pretty easy for some reason. Okay, so now you have the cartridge there exposed. And all we gotta do now is just pull out the cartridge. Alright, so I'm gonna take out the first half of the cartridge and then the second half. If you notice there's water dripping from the top, that's because the bottom spout is blocked, it's broken, and the water is rising up to the shower head. It took me a while to figure that one out. So only at the end, then I realized it was that. Notice the old cartridge, the rubber is missing from there. That's because it's inside the faucet. So make sure you take a good look and clean it out. Otherwise, you're gonna have a big leak. Let's look inside here. You can see that one of the rubber is still in there and it looks very dirty. It needs to clean so that the new rubber can seal properly on it. Otherwise, if it's not clean, you're gonna have a small leak. So that's the rubber right there from the old cartridge. So we're gonna make an attempt to try to clean it out using tissue. I don't have a machine with a wheel or anything like that, but that'll be good though. A fine grit sandpaper or so. You just push it in there. Make sure it's flat. This is the new cartridge. So you gotta compare it to the old one to make sure that it fit the same size, the same length and depth or so. Right now I'm gonna apply some grease over the cartridge, the rubber, and inside the faucet. I put the grease on it to help it slide in. It came with the package, so I said just use it. So it make it easier to the cartridge to go in. And also clean off any debris or so anywhere. We're gonna try to clean the inside of it, get rid of all the grease that's already inside there, and this is gonna take a while. Alright, so we're gonna start the cartridge, and we'll put over it the ring, the cap ring, to cover it, also to lock it in place. You'd have to hand tighten this first. You do not want to cross thread this right now. If you do that, you're gonna have to take out the whole thing. I mean, literally, you have to find a way how to re-thread it back. It's very difficult. So just be careful in this part here. And when you tighten it, you use the pipe wrench, and you keep going until you feel minimal resistance. You don't want to max it out. So keep tightening and tightening until it just stops, and then give it like a little snug, and that should be it. Alright, we're going to try to open up the valve. We're going to open up the left side first and see if any water comes out. We're going to do it slowly, and then the right side to check see if any leaks or so. Once we determine that there's no leak, we can open up the valve fully. After you open the valve fully, you still have to check behind the wall to see if any water is dripping. I did notice a small drip on the left side as I'm opening it, but it looked like it stopped. Usually, if you do have a small leak when you're opening this thing, you can reach in with a channel lock and just give it a little snug. If it doesn't go anymore, don't force it. It's good to take a light, check inside, make sure there's no leaks at all, because otherwise it's going to drip and then you're going to have more problems later on. Right now I'm opening the valve slowly, see if any water comes out, and water did come out, and then I'm locking it back now to see if it's sealed properly, and it does. We're going to remove the bottom spout now, and if I pull it, it seals, it just pulls straight off. You don't have to screw this off. And here's the water that I was supposed to pull this before. So the water was going up at the top there, like I said earlier. But if you notice, there's water still coming out there because I didn't lock the faucet enough all the way, so I gotta adjust the faucet. Now the handle is broken, so I won't be able to test it out. This is a better view of the new one. It comes with a hex key, so this is what it's supposed to look like, and it has a back plate on it, so I have to put that in first. I'm just gonna clean it up and then take my time and put on this bottom spout. I'm going to use the Allen wrench to tighten up the bottom piece, and that'll stop it from coming out. You have to turn it a couple of times until it's snug. Don't over tighten it, because then you're going to ruin the threads. Okay, so we're going to install the metal sleeve over the faucet. I had to use a hammer to tap it in because I didn't have sandpaper to sand off the calcium. So I just tap it in slightly. Don't hammer it in very heavily. Just give it a little tap and it's going to go in. You just have to put on the cover and just line up the screws. And this should be the final installation of the Gerber faucet. Don't over tighten the screws. You just want it snug enough to seal the back. Thank you for watching. Hope this video was helpful. Like and subscribe for more videos. Thank you. Bye bye.